Yo, what is up, Crocs and Clown members, Poke fans, and we are here with week 7. My week 7 battle against Anarchy. I don't remember what his team name is, but it'll be in the title of the video. I'm pretty sure he has a team name, but it'll be in the title of the video. If not, then it's just going to be on Anarchy. Now, some context before I talk about the battle. This is actually our second time battling because when we did the initial battle, I can give you guys a breakdown of what happened. So I led Landorus, and then he led Blaziken. We both switch out. I switched into Pelipper, he switched into his Ursaluna Blood Moon, and I'm like, okay, so this thing dies because I have Weather Ball. I'm gonna give you guys the sets on the mons in a bit, but I go for Weather Ball, and he dies in one hit no matter what, and I'm faster than. Well, I'm assuming I was faster because he doesn't tend to run speedy Ursaluna. So I basically took out his Blood Moon at that moment. However, he terrored his Blood Moon, which was not allowed. It was actually in the rules. The tier that Blood Moon is in is not allowed to terra. And I honestly didn't catch it immediately because I don't remember what tier Ursaluna was in. I knew his Terrapagos couldn't terra because it's one of the special ones that is only allowed to stellar, and it'd be too broken if it was able to terrestrialize. So I knew it couldn't terra, but I didn't remember that his Blood Moon couldn't terra. So the battle played out, and it was really close, don't get me wrong. But because of the fact that I lost my rain setter, and now I'm stuck dealing with I think he was fairy, a fairy type, ground type mon that would be able to handle a lot of my mons. I basically lost, it was like a 2-0 loss. And I still feel bad. Okay, I feel bad that it came to that. And honestly, if I had noticed it before, then we could have reset the battle at that point, because it happened in turn 2. So I felt a little bad. And then Zen, I talked with him about how he wanted to handle this, and he just had to replay the battle, which in hindsight, it makes sense because technically a rule was broken and it should not have happened. But he didn't do it maliciously either. He just forgot that it wasn't allowed to terra because he forgot that rule. And it wasn't fair for us to replay the battle from the beginning, even though it was 2 turns, because he's literally losing him on in the second turn of the battle. And he's at a deficit. So Zen just said, we'll start it from scratch and go from there. So I feel bad about it, and I did apologize to Anarchy because I did not want this to happen, and honestly it should have just been that way and just pay attention for next time. But Zen just made the call and just replay the battle and whatever. And this one, I will say it was not close, and I don't know if it was because he didn't have the motivation or what, and I can kind of tell, well, I can sympathize because you won the first time, and then because a rule break that was not intentional happens, now you got to play the battle again. And so we basically knew all our movesets, right? We knew exactly what moves we have, we knew what items we had, so there was no surprises. It's just we had to play the game a little differently, which is similar to VGC, I guess, if you want to consider it that. I was like, oh well, they do open team sheets, so we don't exactly have full on team sheets because we don't know stats or whatever the fuck, but we basically knew well, actually some of them we didn't know all the moves because we didn't use all of them, but we knew enough, so we had enough knowledge in the back of our heads to be dangerous. So it was more how do we play around what we know the opponent has. So essentially, this is a replay of a rematch of a match that was unfortunately discounted because of a rule break. And like I said, I apologize to Anarchy, and honestly, I feel bad because it was me, right? I lost, and then I get a rematch because of the rule break, but what can I say? So to start off this battle, I did lead off with Pelipper instead of Landorus this time because I want to get my rain up as fast as possible, just to get my momentum, my initiative, and all that stuff. So I do lead Pelipper, and he leads his Terrapagos. Now, Terrapagos, like I said, he can't terra, so it's stuck in this form for the rest of the battle. That's perfectly fine. And Terrapagos is bulky as fuck. And I'm not risking anything yet, I'm not going to do anything fancy yet. I just want my rain up, and is going to help me out in the long run. Now, I do want to make a note here. I made a risk later in the battle, and I'm going to say when it happens. But we learned about it in the first battle of that being a situation that can happen. So I'll talk about it when we get to that. So I'm not going to stay in. So he goes into Tentacruel, and then I switch out to Girder because I didn't expect this Tropicals to do much to me. So I wasn't really worried about it. I remember this Tentacruel had knockoff and like Sludge Wave. So my Girder, honestly, I wasn't going to risk it here just yet. So I do switch into my Arch, which had leftovers. So I lose that. He gets a crit, which honestly didn't fucking matter too much, I guess. And then I go for the Body Press just to, because I predicted him to switch out. I didn't expect him to stay in because he knew I have Electro Shot because he saw that in the previous battle. And I predicted him to switch into something that could handle it, mainly the Ursaluna or the Tropicals, because that was something that happened in the prior battle. So I do 17% because of the fact that he's at full HP, so he gets that boost. Now, I'm not going to stay in here, and I'm going to explain why, and this leads into the risk I made later in the battle. In the first match, this was a speed tie, right? This battle, these two Pokemon have literally the same speed, so it's a speed tie, and I wasn't going to risk it this early in the battle, because I'm trying to get some chip damage and all that stuff, you know, before I commit to the Arch-Chaladon, you know, sweep. So I'm going to switch out into Scream Tail, because from what I learned in the previous battle, this Tropicals is more offensive leaning. Well, not really offensive. Like it's not fast, but it's not as bulky as you would expect it. So I think it's like at the middle. Like the way he set it up, I think it's just like a lot of special attack investment and all this other shit. But I knew my Scream Tail can tank it because of the way it is. So he goes for Ice Beam, doesn't do much because my Scream Tail is literally max defense, max special defense. Like I literally went like full on. I'm going to have maxed out defenses because I want to be able to tank on anything. And then he switches into Cacturne because he remembers from our earlier battle, my Scream Tail has no way to touch this Cacturne because I have Psychic, like I had Psyshock and Grass Knot as my two offensive moves, and then Wish, Encore. That's what my moveset is. So his Cacturne is a free switch into this, and like I said, this is where the mindset of like, well, we know each other moves, so honestly, I probably should have switched, you know, here, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. But I'm not staying in because, like I said, I can't touch this thing. So I am gonna switch into Girder because I know that my Girder can deal with this, and I'm gonna go for the defog here. Now he didn't reveal knockoff before, if I remember correctly. I think he just had Poison Jab, Spiky Shield, Toxic Spike. So I never saw knockoff. So that's why I felt confident going into this thing. And I felt a little, I kind of risked it here because I went for defog now instead of the next turn. Because he goes for Spiky Shield, and then I'm going to go for the Drain Punch, not going to do shit. Now, his Crest walls me, unless he Terras, and then I have like fucking, what is it? Smackdown and High Horsepower. So I was predicting him to be like a poison type in the initial one, but now I know he's a Terra Electric, and he didn't Terra before because, well, he Terra the Ursaluna. So I'm not staying in. Actually, no, I switched into Pelipper because my rain is out, and I'm trying to get my rain going. He goes for the Side Shock. I go for the knockoff because I remembered that he had Rocky Helmet, which was one of the nuisances against me in the previous battle because I had to play it a different way because of the fact that he had Rocky Helmet, so I wasn't able to chip it properly with the rest of my mons. So I get rid of it, and like I said, this is a knowledge of remembering what happened in the previous battle. I'm going to go for the Ruse here just to make sure I have a lot of HP. And because he made me slower, well, actually I was slower to begin with. I'm going to go for the slow U-turn here. He goes for a Thunder Wave, which also was a nuisance in the first battle because he like hacks me the fuck on my Registeel. Because my Registeel literally dealt with this fucking Cresselia. Except for the fact that I had to Terra it for the Ursaluna, which should have been dead. And my Terra Grass wasn't able to deal with the Icy Wind as much. Like I basically was able to, I would be able to stall out this Cresselia, but because he paralyzed me so much, I literally never got a hit off with Registeel. After like, I don't know, I was like at 20-something% left of my HP bar. So I was trying to protect just to get HP and all that stuff, and it just didn't work. But anyways, that's besides the point. That's the other part. So I'm gonna U-turn out, and then I'm gonna go to Arch just to scare it out because I'm not scared of it right now. I do have Dark Pulse, so like my moveset was Electric Shot, Dark Pulse, Body Press, and Protect because I had leftovers, so I was trying to keep my HP up and stuff, but I lost my leftovers at the beginning of the battle, so that's besides the point. But I'm not predicting him to do much here. Like, I'm not gonna say I predict him to stay in. I just expected something else to happen. So I go for Electric Shot. Obviously, Ursaluna is ground, so it's immune to it. So I'm gonna go for the Protect just to see what moves he's gonna lock himself into because I find out he was Specs. Again, this is also a benefit of having Protect on my Arch. So now that he knows he's locked into a ground move, I have options. So I go out to Lando. He switches into Tentacruel. I'm not scared of this thing, with my Landers. I'm literally max HP, max defense, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I had a little bit of an attack. But he goes for the flip turn. I have Rocky Helmet, which he learned about that in the previous battle. I know for a fact he's not staying in because my Earthquake would have fucking killed this thing. So I go for the U-turn. And my Rain's going to die, so I switch into Arch just to, be like, hey, I'm going to do something here. But then I go back into Pelipper because I'm trying to get the Rain back up. He goes into Tentacruel. I go back out to Arch. He goes to the knockoff. I'm trying to keep my Damp Rock alive, okay? And like I said, I'm not scared of this Tentacruel right now. So he goes to the knockoff. He gives me the +1 defense. Now, there's a specific play I can do here. He switched into Blood Moon last time, but he can switch into something else. I don't fucking know what it is. So I am going to make the safe play, and because I got the defense boost, I'm going to go for Body Press. Now, he goes for Dazzling Gleam, which is just a decent amount. 24% is nothing to scoff at, but it's not enough for my Arch because I'm literally tanky as fuck. I made him as defensive as possible. So I go for the Body Press, does 51%. Now he's scared. However, I'm predicting him to stay in again, and I'm trying to get more chip on it. So, but I'm predicting something else to come in potentially, like maybe the Cresselia or something else. So I go for the Electro Shot here to get me a little bit of an advantage. Now this is where I made the risk of the play. Okay, as I mentioned before, this is a speed tie here. Okay, this is a speed tie between his Tropicals and my Archeladon. I kind of remembered it that I lived his Earth Power slightly. Okay, I think I could have lived it potentially, but like I didn't have my calcs all fully there because, like I said, I didn't know exactly what kind of set this fucking thing had. So my mindset was I can potentially live this Earth Power that might be coming in, or he might predict something else to come in. Right? That was my mindset. Either I'm set up, so people are like, oh, well, you're not going to lose all these boosts that you have. But I still have a chance to set up again, right? This isn't like the only time I'm going to be able to set up Arch here, right? So, in my mind, I'm like, he's either going to predict something else to come in, right? Or he's going to predict me to Terra, which means he's not, because I have Terra flying on Arch. So, there's a lot of mindsets here that was going on. I decided to risk not going for the Terra, predict him to predict me to either Terra or switch out, so he's not gonna go for Earth Power here. And then with the fact that I'm +2 defense, I killed this Tropicals here with Body Press. So I literally took a little bit for this play because it could have turned the battle a little bit if he did go for Earth Power and actually did kill, because there was a roll, right? So I took a chance here because we know what each other have, right? So we knew what we can predict, and I basically went for the play like I think he's not gonna predict. I don't expect him to go for Earth Power. That was my mindset. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't expect him to go for Earth Power here, but luckily I don't have to worry about that because I won the speed tie, so I killed Tropicals. And this is where the rest of the battle kind of snowballed because now I have a +1 special attack Arch and a +2 defense, so he can't kill me with anything here, and I'm faster than everything barring the Tentacruel, but Tentacruel, as you guys saw, doesn't do too much to me. and it just gives me a defense boost for later. And I'm faster than Crest. I'm faster than Blood Moon. He can go to Blaziken, but I'm +2 defense, which isn't gonna help him much. And then Cacturne, I'm faster than too. So he does go for the Blaziken play. Now I knew he was Focus Sash, so he's fine to like go for the Protect or whatever the fuck. He's gonna try to get the speed advantage here. But like I said, I'm +2, so I'm not too worried about it right now. So he goes for the Protect. I go for the Electroshock because I'm trying to give myself enough special attack boost to where I can kill Crest with the Dark Pulse. Right? That's my main concern right now. So I go for that. I get the plus boost. Obviously he blocks it because he's going to Protect. And then he's gonna go for the Swords Dance, which I knew he had. Like his moveset was Protect, Swords Dance, Brave Bird, and another move. So I was expecting a fighting move. Okay, he had a fire move. I didn't know that because I didn't see that before because he fucking died to my Landorus in the previous battle because I intimidated him and I stayed in because I have Rocky Helmet. He goes for the setup, try to get all that shit. I knock him down to his Focus Sash, and then when he hits me with Brave Bird. He doesn't kill me, but he dies to Rocky Helmet. So I never saw his last move, but it turns out it is a fire move. But I was predicting a ground move here, or a fighting move. So I go for the body price. It does 88%, which is a shit ton. And because I didn't know what his last move was, okay, I was expecting a fighting move. I don't know why, but I just said, fuck it, I'm not going to risk this shit, so I'm going to go for the Terra Flying. And he goes for Protect because he's trying to get a speed boost, and I go for Electroshock. Now I'm at +3 special attack, +2 defense. Okay, this Crest is fucking dying. If it comes in. Now, like I said, at this point I'm not even scared of the Blaziken because of the amount of HP he has left. If my Arch dies here, my Landorus is right there. Okay, and he just dies to the Rocky Helmet because he can't knock it off because I'm never gonna risk that. So, but he does Terra and he goes for the Fire Punch and it does jack shit. Because I was, like I said, max defense on our Chalodon. I was not gonna die to this. So he gives me another +1 defense and I fucking kill him with the Dark Pulse because I just said, well, I'm gonna reveal it now, whatever. And like I said, I'm faster than Crest, so he fucking dies. He's gone. Bye bye. And then he goes into Tentacruel, and well, he goes for the Dazzling Gleam, and I barely lived this. Okay, this was definitely a roll. Okay, this is definitely a roll, and I think for the fact that I'm Terra is the reason why it didn't kill me. Because if I had still been like half dragon, it would have done more. So I live. I got +3 defense and a Dark Pulse, and he fucking dies. I definitely think he should have gone to Cacturne here and forced me to attack him, because like there was no reason for him to do this play here. He could have saved his Ursaluna. That's my point. Because he's slower than me, so he fucking dies his body press. And then this is where I made the mistake because I figured he wanted me to die to Spiky Shield. So I go for the Protect, and then he goes for the knockoff with this whatever. He's gonna kill me anyways. And I go for Dark Pulse because I'm predicting him to go for the Spiky Shield, but he didn't go for it, so he kills me, goes Poison Jab, whatever the fuck. I'm gone. So and then I go out to Landorus, and then U-turn, he fucking dies. So like I said, it was not even close. The second battle was not even close, and it's because we knew what each other has. And I don't know what kind of player Anarchy is, but if I know information, I can play around a little bit better. Obviously, anybody can fucking do that. That's standard. That's why I think why VGC is a little bit more chaotic. Well, it's not necessarily more chaotic nowadays, but it's more like position based than it used to be. Because before it was about trying to guess what your opponent had. So it was more like mind games than anything else. So I can kind of see that happening here. Because I knew what my opponent had and knew the things that my opponent could do, I was able to play around it a little bit better. And that's the unfortunate part about having to play this battle again. Because the secrets are out, right? Granted, we didn't know all our moves. Because I didn't know he had a fire move on Blaziken. I literally thought he had a fighting move. Because fighting does a little bit more to me than fucking fire. But that's just, it's my mindset. And the fact that I was able to get so many setups on my Arch made that a lot better for me, obviously. So overall, I think the battle was fun. Well, it was. I do think the other battle. Look, my register didn't even get to come out this battle, and my screen still didn't do all the shit. None of my mons did much this battle. That's all I'm gonna say. I will admit, and we talked about it in the post battle, is the first match we had was a lot more intense because, like I said, we didn't know what each other had, and if it wasn't for the fucking incorrect Terra at the end of the battle, I honestly do think that first battle was way better than this one, and I do feel bad for the fact that we didn't get it done. I might show it on stream, you know, because, well, it happened, you know, and we can talk about it there. So that might be the way I go about it. You know, I show you guys the first battle and tell you guys how everything happened, and the way I had to play it differently because of, you know, what happened in that turn 2. So I could probably potentially do that. So, like I said, this battle wasn't as good as the first one. That's what I'm going to say. It was a lot more one-sided because Archaladon literally did everything here, and he didn't poison me on my Screamtail, which is also a hassle in the first battle. And he still had his Rocky Helmet on his crest, which didn't help. And he paralyzed my Registeel, which wasn't fun. So there was just a lot of things that happened in the battle that weren't very good, you know, to some. So that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I want to apologize again. I said it in the fucking battle chat and in the group chat on Discord. But I do want to apologize for Anarchy, the fact that we had to handle the battle again, and that it literally went a completely different way. Because I feel really bad about that. The surprise factor in draft is always an advantage, and neither one of us had it. But my team, the way it's set up, can handle your team if I know what's coming. You know. I know you said that this is the same team you use against another opponent, but I don't really watch the battles unless they're for the stream, and if they're not shown on stream, then I don't know. So I didn't even know your moveset, to be honest. So I think I'm just gonna leave the battle off here, the video off here, and everything off here. It was a 5-0 victory on my part, and I don't feel like it's fully deserved. I definitely think that it was my mistake, the fact that I didn't catch it before the first battle even ended. Okay, I think that's my bad, but I left this season to Zen to control, and he's the one that made the call. And I'm not blaming him because it's in the rules, right? So I agree with his judgment. Okay, I trust his intuition, and I trust that he's making the right choices. That's the reason why I made him the owner for this season. It was a tough call to make, obviously, and this was probably the better outcome potentially than having us replay from the turn of the bad Terra, because it would have put Anarchy at a huge disadvantage, because now he's down a mon and no progress has been made on his side, and I'm at a huge advantage. This was interesting. We're both gonna be more attentive in the future to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to the tierings for these mons in future battles, so that something like this doesn't happen again. Like, this is a brand new season with a brand new group of people and a brand new generation, obviously, so there's going to be chinks and cracks in the foundation that we're creating, but it's our first time doing something like this. So I'm hoping that future seasons will be a lot more polished, and we'll be able to catch mistakes like this and prevent them from happening. So that's gonna be it for this this battle. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Thursday with the stream. Zilix might not be able to make it, so it's probably just gonna be me unless I find somebody else to co-host. But for the most part, it might just be me. And outside of that, this has been your boy SoresanCrockxen, and I hope to see you guys in future videos, streams, shorts, and everything in between.